If you bought stock in Ted Cruz, hurry up and sell because it's dropping fast in Trump's White House after an audio was leaked of him trashing Trump in advance, and I have the full story for you next. Hello, I'm Dan, and welcome to another Occupy Democrats report. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our reports on Republicans versus Trump, Democrats versus Trump, and Trump versus everything. Let's begin with a cruise down memory lane. There was a time when Ted had the courage to be brutally honest about Trump in public. This moment was captured around the time when Trump said his wife was ugly and his father was involved in a JFK assassination plot. Have a look and then I'll share his recent non-public honesty that was just leaked.
I'm going to do something I haven't done for the entire campaign. For those of y'all who have traveled with me all across the country, I'm going to tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. This man is a pathological liar. He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth. And in a pattern that I think is straight out of a psychology textbook. His response is to accuse everybody else of lying. He accuses everybody on that debate stage of lying. And it's simply a mindless yell. Whatever he does, he accuses everyone else of doing. The man cannot tell the truth, but he combines it with being a narcissist. A narcissist at a level I don't think this country's ever seen. Donald Trump is such a narcissist that Barack Obama looks at him and goes, "Dude, what's your problem?" Everything in Donald's world is about Donald. And he combines being a pathological liar. And I say pathological because I actually think Donald, if you hooked him up to a lie detector test, he could say one thing in the morning, one thing at noon, and one thing in the evening, all contradictory, and he'd pass the lie detector test each time. Whatever lie he's telling at that minute, he believes it. But the man is utterly amoral. Let me finish this, please. The man is utterly amoral. Morality does not exist for him. It's why he went after Heidi directly and smeared my wife, attacked her. Apparently, she's not pretty enough for Donald Trump. I may be biased, but I think if he's making that allegation, he's also legally blind. But Donald is a bully. You know, we just visited with fifth graders. Every one of us knew bullies in elementary school. Bullies don't come from strength. Bullies come from weakness. Bullies come from a deep, yawning cavern of insecurity. There is a reason Donald builds giant buildings and puts his name on them everywhere he goes.
So that was Cruz before he became Trump's groveling cheerleader. But Two-Faced Ted was just busted on his latest about-face. Axios is reporting, exclusive in secret recordings, Cruz trashes Trump tariffs, Vance. Senator Ted Cruz, the Texas Republican eyeing a 2028 White House run, torched Vice President Vance and ridiculed President Trump's tariff policy during private meetings with donors, according to recordings obtained by Axios. The recordings, nearly 10 minutes in total, provide an unvarnished look at how Cruz is positioning himself as a traditional free trade, pro-interventionist Republican ahead of a possible 2028 primary campaign against the less hawkish Vance. The recordings of Cruz were provided to Axios by a Republican source. They were made in early and middle 2025. He tells them that after Trump introduced the tariffs in early April 2025, Cruz and a few other senators had a call with Trump in which they urged him to stand down. Cruz says the lengthy call, which stretched past midnight, did not go well, and that Trump was yelling and cursing. Trump was in a bad mood, Cruz tells the donors. I've been in conversations where he was very happy. This was not one of them. Cruz says he told Trump, Mr. President, if we get to November of 2026 and people's 401s are down 30% and prices are up 10 to 20% at the supermarket, we're going to go into Election Day, face a bloodbath. You're going to lose the House. You're going to lose the Senate. You're going to spend the next 2 years being impeached every single week. A Cruz spokesperson said in a statement that the senator is the president's greatest ally in the Senate and battles every day in the trenches to advance his agenda. Those battles include fights over staffers who try to enter the administration despite disagreeing with the president and seeking to undermine his foreign policy. The statement said, Senator Cruz is proud of those fights, his accomplishments, and his close relationship with the president. These attempts at sowing division are pathetic and getting boring. Those are just the highlights. For the full story, please visit Axios.com. First of all, I don't understand Ted Cruz's appeal to Republican voters. He's an odd snake like Trump, but he's void of any charisma, and if he does go up against Vance, it'll be like watching a novice camper bang two rocks together, hoping to get a spark. As for his words that have been revealed, it's par for the Trump course. Many Republicans grovel to his face and curse him and question his leadership and sanity behind his back. And I'll close by giving Ted Cruz the final word. Ted, bottom line this for us. How do you really feel about Trump, and what do you think he's doing?
And I will say, there are millions of people in this country who are angry. They're angry at Washington. They're angry at politicians who've lied to them. I understand that anger. I share that anger. And Donald is cynically exploiting that anger. And he is lying to his supporters.